And welcome back to Two Guys Talk Over a Video Game.
The show.
Yes,
Yay.
I'm Hanu and that's Darabka.
So,
Yeah, I do like
it's
this. These are kind of like more chill Let's Plays when we're just.
they're like semi-podcasts or something.
Yeah, kind of is, kind of is. Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to talk about. So now we thought the hamster. Oh yeah, this
Yep.
is.
Gosh, I hope this isn't like the primitive, dangerous microwave ovens of my century. Those things could really pop a hamster good.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, actually, that's the thing about the popping the hamster in the original game. Ron Gilbert didn't come up with that. It was like one of the other programmers who came up with that, but he did approve it. So, that tells you a little bit about his sense of humor as well.
Only because this is the 22nd century.
Yeah.
You see, kids who put
Oh yeah, had to put this little PSA here just to
get
make sure that
away from their
kids wouldn't
parents
go
put
and
up for
try to put
adoption.
hamsters in in the microwave.
So don't
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. And also, I was at the end of the previous episode, I talked about like I don't remember if Dave Grossman worked on this, but Tim Schafer actually worked on the. I mean, sorry, the original Maniac Mansion, but Tim Schafer worked on the NES port of the original.
Which is it's a very good port.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And it was like the first thing he ever did at LucasArts because Ron Gilbert actually hired him because Schaefer tells a story like he did the interview to work at Lucasfilm Games and he blew it because they asked like what his favorite Lucasfilm game was and he said and I always get the story mixed up so he said either Ball Blaster or Ball Blazer and one is the name of the game the other one was a very popular pirate version of the game.
Nice.
And he said the name of the pirate version, and he didn't get the job the first time, but then he got another interview because he really, really wanted to work at Lucasfilms, and then Ron Gilbert was the second guy interviewing him, and he really liked the cut of his jib, so he hired him. Oh, I have to open it first. Sorry.
Nice, yeah.
All right.
Ooh, cute.
Yeah. I always feel really bad for the hamster because it's like soaking wet in it.
This ought to warm him up.
Yeah. All right, nice. Okay, so this is all like in the greater quest to try to get us into the basement because there's a generator there that'll help us power the Chronogon.
Whoa!
Yeah, but that's why we need the
at Club
extension cord.
Tentacle? I can't wait to tell my wife.
Plop, plop, plop.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I kind of wish they would have gone through the effort. They kind of cheaped out on when we had the jury of at the human competition because they all just kind of wobble back and forth, but they don't let out the suction cup noises. Yeah.
You're free.
Free to do what?
Free to run wild through the woods like humans should.
Big deal.
I said you're free. Now get off your fat, lazy butts and start enjoying it.
Enjoy being hunted for the rest of our lives by that mustached old tentacle with a big net? If we ran off, he'd be right on our trail. If we stay here, we know we'll be warm and comfortable. Outside, we'd be eating bugs and moss.
You'll be eating my fist in a second.
The woods
Yeah.
are filled with wild animals, lions, tigers, and skunks. Man, I hate skunks.
Yes, that's significant. The skunks. Okay, so they need a little bit more extra motivation. So hey, let's go back in time with Hoagie and oh yeah, this is something. Again, oh my god, we have not gotten a single one of these cutscenes as Bernard.
But I need some waterproof material, like cast iron or something.
Alright. But actually, yeah, in a previous episode, you actually, you mentioned how Tom Jefferson sounds a little bit like Marvin the Martian.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I still don't remember the actor's name who played him. But I did look him up because I was curious, like, has he actually played, like, Marvin the Martian in, like, some Warner Brothers thing? And he hasn't, but this is so funny. Do you know this stand-up comedian, Mr. Zed?
Is that the robot guy?
The robot guy, yes.
Yeah. He where he does his stand-up where he pretends to be a robot. And he
Yeah,
does it
exactly,
well.
yeah. That's this guy. That's Tom. That guy is Thomas Jefferson's voice in this.
Oh wow,
Because I just
that is
only
weird.
recently like found out about like that guy at all because somebody like shared that bit.
I've seen it also on YouTube. I didn't know about him
Yeah.
before.
And it is a really like old thing too. Like it's what he started like doing it in the I guess in the 80s and in the 90s he was doing it, and I only just recently found out about it. So this is kind of weirdly snuck up on me. This whole business with. Yeah. I don't remember that actor's name, but yeah, that's who was doing the voice, and he's done a lot of voices. He's done a bunch of cartoon voices before, and he's a stand-up comedian, obviously. Yeah. All right, so let's offer George Washington. You know what? You are right. I think they recycled Harold, like Washington's face for Harold the human in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Excuse me. Yes? Mr. President, may I offer you an excellent smoke? Can you also provide me with a light? Sure. Well, in that case...
That sound effect that plays when they use the lighter is really weird. It sounds like a punch sound effect, like something out of Indiana Jones. Like, it doesn't sound like a gun or anything. That looks awesome.
Blast, I hate it when that happens. See if you can't find those for me, will you? There's a good lad.
Alright, and now we give him the chattering teeth.
Could you use these?
Yep.
Why, thank you, young man. Strange. I wonder if I should cut down on the coffee.
Hey, Tom, look. The father of our nation is cold. Better build a fire.
You're right. Huh? I guess you can have my log.
Me? Why should I build the fire? You build the fire.
I'm bothered by the smoke. You build the fire.
I'm bothered by your attitude.
Oh man, this is actually really giving me flashbacks to the Fettuccine brothers from Secret of Monkey Island.
No.
You remember the guys that shoot Guybrush out of the cannon?
No, you build the fire.
Well, is that the third game then?
No, the first one.
Oh yeah. Well, that was Fettuccine Brothers. Yeah.
You big baby.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so but I get it. Yeah.
I can't do it. The gunpowder makes me sneeze. You get in the cannon. Yeah.
They were doing their show, right?
Yeah, and you get paid to get shot out of the cannon because they're not sure if it's safe. So
Yep.
you put the pan, not the pan. What do you call that? Oh wait.
Where am I gonna put it? Very Spartan.
Clunk.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. Okay. Because we need this squeaky mouse toy, but this
won't
cat.
give it.
Yeah,
No, I-
But he thinks the squeaking is a mouse. Yeah.
yeah. So now we. Oop, not. Wait, can I use
Where
pull?
am I gonna put it?
Okay, wait a minute. How do I do this?
Where am I gonna put it?
Well, put something heavy on the.
No, I'm supposed to switch these beds around so the cat will walk further away so we can get it. But
Push maybe? Have you tried push?
I did.
Where am I gonna put
Oh
it?
yeah, I didn't
Where
notice.
am I gonna put it?
Wait, am I just? Do I just this?
Where am I gonna put it?
Pick up.
Where am I gonna put it?
Try talking to it. There's literally an adventure game which has one of the
Where am I
most
gonna
obtuse
pitch it?
puzzles where it's based on a series of fantasy novels
Very
from Pierce
Spartan.
Anthony.
Yep.
And you literally it's I don't know, I'll spoil it for you.
Yep.
Because in one scene it's that fantasy world is like a fantasy comedy world where all the magical things are based on puns.
Oh yeah.
Because you're locked in a dungeon in shackles, and the way to free yourself, you gotta ask the shackles to open up.
Oh, here we go. I had to use squeaky mattress. All right. I probably clicked the use on the bed, so that's the.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's annoying that they had to make the bed and the mattress separate like hotspots, but
Sounds
yeah.
like the cat's caught
Yeah.
a moose up there.
But yeah, that's was the really weird puzzle,
Yeah.
where you have to ask the manacles to open up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's more like dream logic. That's not even moon logic.
Well, it's because the game is based on his novels. Like I
Yeah.
played it with a friend of mine who really knew these the novel series, the Xanth novels. That's what it's. Yeah.
Xan.
And
Okay.
yeah, and the fantasy world is based on where it's a magical world, but all the things are based on puns. You know.
Yeah.
Like, and she was familiar with the novels, so we could actually play it through fairly quickly. If I would have had, but if you don't know about it, then,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
I
pretty
get you.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the idiot who started the fire?
Yeah, and we,
Looks like someone's bed. It's blocked up with somebody's bed.
I still keep right clicking on the windows even though they're supposed to be completely open.
Right.
Yeah. All right, but we needed the we got them out of the room so we can get the feathered pen that apparently is golded or
Gilded.
gilded, yeah. Yeah, gold-plated quill pen, yeah. Because that's the last thing we need for the super battery.
It looks pretty clear in here now. Say, did you get the pen on our way out?
No,
I found a blanket blocking the chimney.
Do you know anything about
Chimney.
Didn't the dude next to you have one
Yep.
earlier? Hey, catch you later.
Yeah, we blame John Hancock for the
Yep,
smoke. All right. Okay, but that's like one of Hoagie's things now done. And actually, I think we should. I completely forgot we were about to do the contract puzzle with what's his face, Bernard. Yeah. So let's. And we forget. I keep getting to talk about these idle animations are pretty great. Like, you know.
Definitely, yeah,
the
they're
final
pretty good.
element for my ingenious battery. Stand back, boy. Give me room to work.
Also reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog when he's waiting, and after a while, if he's just tapping his foot and looking at you.
Oh
pressing
yeah,
it
yeah.
for
There's a
while,
lot of
getting
great ones.
annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Donkey Kong Country games also have really good ones.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Donkey Kong Country has really good ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great series of games.
Oh yeah.
I'm still playing the second one. Some
Oh,
really
yeah.
challenging parts in there. Like I got stuck
A
there. at a certain
miracle of
point.
modern science. It will look
yeah,
lovely here on
that's
the
obvious.
shelf until I
Yeah.
take it with me to Baltimore.
Don't look now, but the British are coming, dude.
Eh?
The British are coming, dude.
Is that supposed to be
Yes.
funny? I'm very busy.
All right, but yeah, let's go now to Bernard's puzzle. I keep getting distracted from this. And it's probably the reason why we haven't gotten any of those like cutscenes between. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to I haven't mentioned at all. The word cutscene comes from Maniac Mansion. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
they
because
had
it
the
was
earliest
scenes
cutscenes,
that
yeah.
cut away from the action. So that's a term that they coined
Ah,
during
yeah.
the development. So yeah, that's
Okay, that's cool.
that is
Yeah.
cool.
It's one of the earliest cutscenes for sure.
yeah. So yeah, that's because if you think about like all the Sierra games, like all the action was kind of contained always within your what your character was seeing. There wasn't like abstracting yourself from the action. So when they did that, they came up with that idea. Well, we gotta call this thing something, and they just well, it's a scene that cuts away, so it's a cut scene. Yeah.
But they had also cutscenes. They had also ones where it would go to a different scene, but maybe not in the early ones. So.
Yeah, no. And
it's
the other thing,
definitely a LucasArts thing. Yeah.
yeah, and the other thing LucasArts really, and this I gotta give like them credit for, like even though I don't like Zach McCracken, but the whole idea of like dialogue trees and just having like very long, like sort of complicated dialogue sequences. Like the Sierra games never did that. When you talk to a character, it was like you know how it is, like the window of text would kind of pop up, and
Yep.
so it was all like predetermined what the characters would say. So it was more like almost like reading a novel.
Yeah.
There was no interactivity in the actual discussion. So that's the thing that LucasArts made very popular. So
Right.
yeah. So now, yep.
Actually, if you're interested, I might play it because they released on GOG Zack McCracken the original version, but they also released the very excellent port for it that was for the that obscure console in Japan. I forgot
Console?
the name of it.
Or do you mean the FM Towns computer?
Oh, the computer, yeah, the FM.
Oh, okay, cool. Is
and-
it one of those versions where they redid the sprite art?
Oh yeah, they redid it. They actually have. It's funny because there's two settings. There's like
Yeah.
an American version, and then there's a Japanese version where
Yeah.
all they change is the characters look more like anime characters. They have bigger eyes and stuff.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I guess I have to assume like those games actually sold pretty good numbers, like even in Japan, because they did a whole bunch of those like FM Towns conversions. Like Loom got one, Monkey Island got one. I don't know how far up the.
They probably had contracts with different American companies.
Yeah.
Because it's always cheaper to just port a game. Well, not necessarily cheaper, but it's like popular because it's a successful game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like,
so
that is a pretty big undertaking just to like redo all the sprite art.
Yes, it's actually quite, and it's quite. It's like making a new game from scratch, but you got to make it so it's close to the original.
Yeah, and that reminds me of another funny story. Ron Gilbert, I think, told this on like his blog. He used to have the Grumpy Gamer blog and he told about like when Secret of Monkey Island when they were porting it over to Japan, and the thing that the hardest thing to sell to the Japanese was insult sword fighting, because they didn't get why it was funny, because insulting someone it's taken so seriously over there, so they didn't see like the comedy in it. They thought like, you know, why would you insult somebody for fun? Like it just completely did not translate the whole idea.
It's a culture clash because the Japanese
exactly.
culture is different in that when it comes to that, and their sense of humor is. Although, I don't know, it depends on maybe back then, but they do have comedy where people get insulted. I don't know.
I think
like,
I'm sure it's different now, but like back then in the early '90s, like it was something that. He said that was a hard sell and a really difficult thing to try to explain to them. Like, yes, you're insulting them, but it's jokes. It's funny jokes, and they couldn't like wrap their head around it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to translate comedy at times, especially that specific kind of satirical comedy, you know, which is very specific and everything.
All right, and did we have to? Oh, whoops. Okay, I guess that was the wrong button.
Well, you can zoom in.
Oh yeah, there we go. It records now.
Yeah. Oh, you did it on slow, right?
I mean, it records it now. Now it started, and then we slow it down, and then we get to see the combination.
Right.
But then something else happens now.
Dr. Fred Edison, Internal Revenue. Come with us. We'd like to go over some of your records with you. Upstairs.
Oh yeah, and then we have to rewind it back to 0 and click this, and then this is how we get the combination. So I guess if people don't remember, this is the contract for the video game of the previous adventure.
Yep.
So the Maniac Mansion video game exists within the Maniac Mansion universe.
There's actually, they have this
Brad.
joke also in a lot of the
Brad,
Sierra
their
games,
son.
especially in Larry. Larry actually
Colonel.
ends up working at Sierra.
Brand
I think in the third game, he ends up at
with
the, and they have a screenshot
us.
where they, with pixel art, they made the, back then the headquarters for Sierra. They put it in, and he also meets the Ken Williams. And
Yeah.
at times.
Doesn't one of the Space Quest games end with
Oh wait, no, that's Space Quest. Sorry, that was Space Quest. But they
Oh
literally,
yeah.
the two guys get hired, but actually Larry also gets hired. He
Yeah.
ends up at one point flying through the air for some reason, and he crashes where they literally are recording a scene from the King's Quest 4. You know,
Yeah.
the one where you play the daughter,
Yeah.
the daughter of Graham, King Graham,
Yeah.
and I forgot her name now, but you know who I mean.
Yeah, I know.
And, and it's the scene where she's inside of the whale, and the puzzle is like, it's actually pretty hard because you have to, like, it's slippery, so you can only move at certain points, and you have to go in a very specific way not to slip down, because you need to get to the inside of the mouth.
That's King's Quest 4, isn't it?
Four, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
and I tried playing that at one point, and I killed myself trying to get down a flight of stairs. So-
Yeah, those puzzles are the worst, where you have to walk down.
Yeah.
But what I would recommend you with the early ones, like, try out the remakes for King's Quest 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
4, there was a fan group that started making 4, but it never went anywhere, sadly. So, yeah.
Oh wait, did he not check it?
There's no tape in the machine.
Oh, okay.
There's no tape in the machine.
All right. He didn't say it, so I'm not sure if he did get the combination. I mean, he watched the video, so I assume that. Oh, here we go. Finally, we get one of these. Rash of cow tipping baffles police. Oh, yes.
Triangular man spotted at scene.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I've been missing. Like, usually when I play through this game, I always get the cutscenes as Bernard, but we've been getting them as Laverne and Hoagie. And I think those newspaper, headlines, they're so funny. So that's why I've been missing, like, cow tipping. Like, that's what Purple did. His evil plan starts with him tipping cows.
The safe
Yeah,
is closed.
it's the whole, like, they have it in
Exit
movies where the
101,
newspaper spins to
99957.
show something in movies, especially old movies.
All right, so this is the contract we need, and we need to flush that to Hoagie. And Hoagie puts the stamp on it, and we send the video game contract at the start of the
18th century, where
yeah, exactly. So
they
we
don't
have
even have
200
electricity yet.
years of video game royalties.
Yep,
This is no good. It isn't signed.
What?
It's some kind of legal.
Oh,
mumbo
that's
jumbo.
okay. No, okay.
Don't you
I
use
jumped
the
I
stamp?
jumped the gun. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we have to still get
yeah,
Dr. Fred to sign it. Yeah.
Isn't there a stamp with his signature? Oh wait, no, it's
No,
something
we
else.
have to rescue Dr. Fred because those IRS guys captured him.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, those convoluted adventure game
Yeah.
puzzles.
Luckily, I know how this puzzle goes because the most recent puzzle video that I did, I actually had to play this game quite a bit far because I was showing off Laverne's part, and there's something still we need.
Dr. Fred under wraps in the next room, huh?
Yeah. So he's
All that red tape ought to keep him busy.
yeah, red tape, and they literally have him like taped up
Say,
with
what's
red
the
tape.
fee? You can't go.
Oh yeah, right.
You have until midnight on the 12th working day past the first full moon after the end of your fiscal year.
Oh boy. It's always, I don't know how interesting this is for people, but like, the taxation system in the US, it's pretty complicated, isn't it? So that's the thing. That's why they make a lot of fun. That's why they always make a lot of jokes out of it, because compared to Finland, like I've had to go into the tax office a few times myself, because the first job, like, that I just got on my own, was for a company that wasn't based in Finland, so I had to go to the tax office to figure out like how to pay my taxes, basically, for my work. So, and like I've always had like much the tax services in my country have always been very nice to
Here
me.
I go out the door.
Oh.
I do so enjoy these freedoms that my forefathers fought and died for.
Give it up.
Sheesh.
Because we need, I forgot we need the crank. We still need to send it back to Bernard, but yeah. But like, you know, compared to like our social services, who, you know, work, just a complete nightmare to work with. Like, like our tax officials are actually pretty nice by comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always feel like such a weirdo because people always talk about like how they hate taxes and things. Oh wait, no, we don't need the crank. What am I talking about?
A
But we
handle
need,
attached
would we
to
need
a rotating shaft which transmits and modifies rotary motion and torque.
we do need rope, don't we? Oh yeah, we get it from here. Well, I'm a dummy. I'm a big dummy.
Yeah, you cut it. Oh, you got the scalpel. There you go. Oh, you don't even need the scalpel. You just untie him.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we start moving around here, those IRS guys will just keep coming up and oh yeah, Hoagie has the paint, so we need the paint.
Oh, he has the paint.
Yeah, we have just enough time, I think, for this puzzle, and then we'll have to end it. We don't get to get the we don't get the profits from the video game just yet, but we need dead cousin Ted for this one to distract the IRS guy so we can get Dr. Fred out of there. Ted's the mummy, Fred is the doctor, Edna's the mom. What is what? Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember the son's name. That's the thing because I forgot it. The guy who talks like Boris Karloff.
I have no
I don't
idea.
think I can pick that up.
Honestly. What I was thinking now is the joke in Pulp Fiction how they say, you know, Zed's dead, baby, Zed's dead. Ned's dead, baby, Ned's dead.
Yeah. Is it military? You know, it could be Ned actually, but yeah. All right, and now we use the. No, wait. Do I? Oh wait. Do I just pull the rope? Pull rope. Yeah. Okay.
Whee! Let's hang him up. There we go.
Yeah, there are some really cool, you know, funny cartoon physics here.
Of course.
Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot. Oops. Okay, sorry, clicked off the game. Just to.
Well, you can edit this out.
Yeah. The other thing that I actually forgot to talk about was when we washed the horse cart and we made it rain. Like, oh, the burglar's gone. But yeah, it says "wash me" on actually on this. So this is supposed to be a clue for that Hoagie puzzle. But yeah,
Right.
it's maybe it is a little like abstract in a weird way.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I think we definitely can pull this off. So we obviously we have to swap Ted and Dr. Fred with each other. But first we gotta paint him red. So
we gotta paint Ed.
Ted red and replace him with Fred. Yeah.
Yeah, paint Fred red and replace him with Ed. That's a tongue twister.
Oh yeah, this is really funny too. What happens here?
Thought I heard something. Everything okay in there? Try and keep it down, okay?
And do we just pick him up?
I can't carry him. That didn't do much.
Oh, do I just pull the rope?
There is nothing attached to it.
Oh, I guess we just. No.
Nah, not right now.
Oh no! Sorry, the rope is still attached to Ted.
Yeah.
So we have to use
Yeah.
it on Fred.
Who's on the bed?
No, Ted's on the bed. Fred's on the floor.
It was a stupid joke.
Yeah. All right, and now let's pull the. No, I keep misclicking. Here we go.
Nah, I'm not gonna make that mistake again.
just love that the decaf would make him so out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, this is basically like a classic Looney Tunes cartoon.
Dr. Fred?
Yep. Yep.
I love this.
I'd better get him to the lab.
Alrighty.
Well, I got him in here, but he's out cold.
Alright, but I guess we'll have to end it there because we've gone over 30 minutes now. So, see you on the next part. Bye-bye.